Hello, I'm Zardas, and let's play Planet Zoo. Welcome back to CzarZoo. This will be episode 26 in the series, and today we are going to work on two habitats. We're going to work on the formosan black bear habitat and the panda bear habitat. And I'm really excited about both of these. I think they turned out pretty good. Here, what you can see me doing is trying to decide on the barrier, and then over here I decide, okay, well, I can't get it there because of the walkthrough, and then I'm looking to see where it needs to be, and I wanted to check. I don't know what I was checking just a moment ago. I think whatever. Here now I'm trying to add in a node there so that we can raise this up to the proper height, and then we're going to move this over so that we just have that one tiny piece there, and then we're going to bring this road or this barrier in, and wanted to have a little bit of a viewing spot there. And then I wanted to figure out, okay, where are we going to go from here? And so I just kind of built the path in here for now. And then I brought this glass barrier here, and this is a heavy duty glass, which I think is a newer barrier. I think it was added in the aquatic pack recently. So then I got the climb proof there, got climb proof over here, and then a door, the most important part in some regards. So then I'm taking out the trees that I had as the barrier, and I decided I didn't want to use any of those rocks in this area, so I got rid of them as well. So now we are getting a few of them. I think we just needed two, because I think there's a maximum of like one male and one female for this animal type. So now here I'm going through and looking to see what I could use for a shelter, and I wasn't too happy with any of them, and so I decided to just build one myself. And so we come in here, and I thought about putting it over here, but then I decided to put their cave over here, which technically means that the sorry, a delivery guy just came to the house and I got distracted for a minute, but it means that the guests can't see into the bed area, but I think that'll be fine. I think it gives the bears a little bit of privacy and a place to escape to. But I wanted to have a natural cave here, and so I'm using the technique that I've used elsewhere as well, where I raise up the terrain a little bit and I lower down outside it, so we get this little bit of a cave. And then sometimes we have to go and, like here, I'm bringing the terrain out a little bit further, and then we will also sometimes I use some of the rock prop type things. But now the bear has arrived, so we're using that as our guide to come in here and get the terrain to be painted the right way. And then I'm coming in and just kind of smoothing out this rock a little bit, and we wanted to have a little bit of terrain in there. The bear is pretty happy, but I don't like having a ton of the like really bright green grass in there. I like breaking it up a little bit with the soil. And now I'm just checking to make sure that everything is traversable where I want it to be and stuff like that. And then I'm adding these base game climbable areas because I think they are pretty cool. It is easy to add them, and my style is really to focus on the park as a whole rather than the individual detail pieces, and I think it works out pretty well. So now we're adding a bunch of the enrichment items here, trying to get things in spots where I think it will encourage the bears to go so that people can see them and be excited about the bears coming out and doing things that are fun to watch. And then we're just going to come in here and add a whole bunch of terrain pieces, or not terrain pieces, but nature, to kind of add in a little bit here. So nature, that's what I'm adding right here. And I wanted to really kind of fill a lot of spaces, but one technique that I like to use is to like get the structures in place and then get a little bit of terrain or nature around the structures, or like where they meet the ground. Like here you can see me doing that, and I think it really adds a nice little thing where like there's open spaces, and it really feels a lot like real life, where like when you have a house, you have your garden beds that are close to the structure, and then you have like your open space outside of there. So now I'm just coming in and adding a few education boards and making sure that they have power and all that stuff, and deciding what to do out this way. So I decided what I wanted to do next is I needed, well, first of all, to connect the staff path back here so that they can easily get back to the master staff path. And I just noticed that rock wall is blocking the path, so probably have people just walking right through it, the staff members. But anyway, I decided here what I think I might do is try to see if I can get a little well, okay, I'll get back to that in a little bit, but right now I'm looking at the panda habitat and deciding where the path is going to go and how high things needed to be and stuff like that. So we're going to have, it's a little bit awkward that we have that low path, or like we're raised for getting through the black bear habitat, and then we come down for a little bit and then we go back up. But I make a little plaza there in a little bit, and that kind of solves that issue. But anyway, here I am adding a barrier for the pandas and using that heavy glass again. And I think the style for this area is really working out like that, with a little bit of glass near where the path is, and then the I don't remember what this is called. It's kind of like a stone type barrier. So over here I'm just closing it off here, and now I'm looking at this and thinking about, oh, what could I do here? What type of buildings could I put in this area? And I came up with, I think, so we get this one here, and I'm kind of looking at it and thinking about what else I might put in this area. And then I saw this and I thought, oh, I used that elsewhere, but we're going to use it again in the panda area. And it's actually going to be their shelter. So we end up putting a little bit of bedding in there so they have somewhere to escape to. And here I'm just trying a few different things. We put a gate there, but I end up getting rid of that gate because the pandas can escape through it. And here I'm just kind of adding a little bit of nature. And then I think we get a panda shrine. Yeah, here it is. I really like this prefab. I think it really looks cool. And then here I am adding a couple buildings, a bathroom and a couple of shops in here. We're going to get a food stall and a drink stall to really fill out this area a little bit and really make it possible. I had a little bit of trouble getting it into the building, which is kind of weird, but it happens sometimes. And then here, that time it was really easy to just put it right there. I'm going to have some coffee here. So then here I am adding a little plaza, and I think, so I'm using the bamboo, and I think I stick with the bamboo, or although maybe I change it. I think I change it. We'll see in a little bit, and as usual, I had a little bit of trouble getting the pathing in there. I think the bathroom must be elevated just a little bit, but it worked out fine. And we're coming in here, and we do have an awkward spot here that I'm going to have to do something about. And I forgot to do something about it before the end of this recording, so I'll do that off camera. But here I am just finishing that out, and we get a door in here, and then I took a break, and so now we are back, I believe. Here we go. We're looking at the different pandas, or like what they need, and ordering a few. And then we get them to come in here. I ordered 16 different pandas, so we have quite a few that are coming. And then I had a little bit of trouble getting them to arrive because I forgot to connect the path. But so it took me a while to realize that last night as I was doing that. And but anyway, we get that rock formation over there just to add a little bit of natural thing. And then I come in here and add a little pond, which when I've added it, I did it because there was water cleanly there. You saw I could there's clean water over there. And then later on, I added a water filter on the other side. So I could have put the water elsewhere, but I ended up with it there, and it works well. Added a climbing device there, and now I'm adding food and another drinkable water thing. And here you can see me putting the bedding in the building there. So then over here, I'm just adding a few enrichment items and kind of looking and realizing that, right now I'm looking for other temperate rocks because I wanted to have temperate rocks in here, and I could not find any there. And then I was looking to see what foliage that was. Then I got lost and then came back over here. So these were like, I couldn't find any. So I decided, okay, well, I'll just take this and do something with it. So I did that, and then I thought, okay, well, I don't want to just have a whole bunch of those caves, so maybe I should build my own little rock mountain type thing for them to climb on. Then I thought, maybe let's put some rocks on here. And then I got lazy and decided to just copy some of these formations together and kind of join them and make my own little creation here to add to the side of this rock thing. Then I just wanted to smooth it out or change the terrain a little bit. And you can see me just kind of playing around with how this is going to look. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Here I'm smoothing out the top. So I decided that might be a little too tall. I'm just adding a little bit more rock here and then deciding that, yep, that is the height I want. So let's just smooth out the top here and make it into a nicer little like mound at the top. And then I'm just kind of trying to blend it together a bit. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So here now I'm realizing, or like looking into what the problem was, and realized that, well, first of all, I didn't get those things connected to the power, and then I realized they weren't in the workspace. So that was what I was doing. And then here I'm still trying to figure out what the problem is with the pandas. And I keep these things in like my struggles in my videos because I think it's important that we see all of this. We all have trouble with games sometimes, and so it is fun to see other people kind of work through the issues. And here, just kind of trying to find the issue, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it more time. Little did I know that the problem wasn't with the waiting for them to deliver the pandas, but with the pathing. But anyway, here I'm coming in and I'm trying to put in some trees that will act as kind of like a barrier, a visual barrier for the guests, so that they can come in, or they have to be in the habitat area in order to have a view of the pandas. And here I realized, you know what, they probably can climb. So let's make sure that these are climb proof, yeah. So I did that, and then came over here and worked on this one. All the while I was still wondering where those pandas are. And here I might check again in a minute, but I guess that's kind of becoming the theme. I kind of rambling on about that, but then yeah. So checking on them again. They're all in the trade center. Why are they all in the trade center? I thought as I was going through there, and I'm like, okay, move. Do it. Move, move, move. And let's check. Are they on their way? Nope, they're not on their way. And why is this taking me to the trade center? I think it was about here pretty soon I paused the recording to try to figure this out. But maybe not. We'll see. I mean, I suppose I could have done a cut here too, but what would be the fun in doing a cut when you might as well see me struggle? Oh, yep, there I did my pause and fits the pathing, and now we are back here. So I realized there was a couple of spots there that they could escape, including that gate that I mentioned earlier. Now I'm double checking. They're all good. They can go inside the building, and that is all set. So now I'm just coming in and changing the terrain a little bit, as I often do, or as I always do when I have a new habitat being built. And then coming in here, and they want a lot of soil, so I'm mixing in the soil into the grass. And here I wanted to make sure that inside the building there isn't any grass, that is all soil. And then this building, which is part of the East Asia theme, didn't have any foliage that the pandas like. So I got rid of that, and then we're coming in here and doing the usual of adding different pieces of nature. And then here I decided to copy this bamboo setup that I put together and just put it over here as well, just to give a little bit more bamboo and more foliage in general for them. Then I'm adding a few cattails to make this pond look a little bit cooler, and a little bit of I think that's bracken, just to kind of add in that little spot, adding a few trees back there and foliage here and there. And I think it really comes together pretty well. And then here I'm adding a few flowers because I figured, it would look kind of nice to have a little bit of flowering plants in here as well, just to add a little bit of intrigue to the area. And then getting a few Japanese maples over here and looking to see what else we can do. Adding just a couple more in there and a little bit more foliage here. And then these trees, I don't remember what they're called, but they're really cool. And I was a little concerned that they wouldn't match what the pandas want, but they did work just fine. And I think they look really great on that mound that we built. Now here I'm just adding a little bit more background foliage to cover that view over there. And then again, just adding a little bit more flowering plants here. And now I decided over here we're going to use the cypress to have another little screen type thing so that guests can't quite see out that way, and hiding the door a little bit as well too. And then here I decided, oh, you know what, I can just copy this and put that over here. So there we have a nice screen, and this is about it. So I hope you liked the video, and I will catch you next time. Take care.